For this week's reflection, I have chosen the situation of accompanying 3 pupils to enter a Shakespeare by Heart competition. This was a regional competition opened up to 11 to 16-year-olds to perform a speech from a Shakespeare play. And they took so many pupils on to the next stage in the competition. So we had three pupils from our school, and I actually coached one of the pupils, who was a year 10 pupil. I took her through the meaning of the text and how it related to the rest of the play, and basically to try and help her do the best she possibly could, and hopefully get through to the next stage in the competition. My initial thoughts were of excitement for the pupil and for the representation of the school. My concern for this particular pupil is that she hadn't read the play, she didn't know the character, and she hadn't really thought about how she was going to perform this speech. We met over a few lunch times and we went through the speech, and having talked to her, I realised then that she just couldn't relate to this particular speech at all. So I'm just going to relate to a little bit of theory here. And this is from Oscar Wilde, and he says, "The mere mechanical technique of acting can be taught, but the spirit that is to give life to lifeless forms must be born in a man. No dramatic college can teach its pupils to think or feel. It is nature who makes our artists for us, though it may be art who taught them their right mode of expression." And this is how I felt with this particular pupil, that her enthusiasm and her passion as a performer were there, but she just couldn't relate to the piece of text that she had chosen to perform for this particular competition. So I was trying to coach her in the mechanics of it, really, the meaning of the speech, the meaning of the play, what had happened, so that she could therefore apply that to her speech. So what did I do? The strategies that I adapted. So we had even more lunchtime rehearsals, and I explained to her that she would not be able to give a convincing performance if she didn't have some knowledge of the text and some knowledge of the play. The kind of pupil, I think she's kind of a mid-ability pupil, and I really didn't think she was going to go home and read Macbeth. So we had a look on the internet and we researched it together, looking at Lady Macbeth's, whose speech she was performing, looking at the character and the scenes before and the scenes after the speech, and we had a look at some translation website where they have the Shakespeare text on one side and the kind of more modern day English on the other side, and that kind of gave her a deeper a more meaningful understanding of the text, and it was like a penny dropping for her. Oh, I get it, I understand now why she's feeling like that, why she would be saying these words. And once we kind of cracked that and got through that meaning and deeper understanding, that really reflected and showed in her performance. Then we could start to look at her movements and her facial expression to create a captivating performance. So did it work? So we all got the train at 7 AM in the morning. with this particular student and two other students. The student that I coached didn't get through to the next round. However, she came out, she wasn't disappointed, she felt she'd done her best. She was so confident, she was positively buzzing when she came out, and her whole attitude towards drama and towards performing really increased. So would I do anything differently after I felt that although she hadn't got through, it was well worth the experience, and also the positive effect that it had on her as a person. She did admit when we talked to her that she stumbled through her words a little bit, and that she could have known the text a little bit better. So if I did this again, what I would do is I would try and get involved sooner, and I would insist on the text being learnt sooner, and maybe I would get to the bottom of, I would ask more questions, deeper questions on the pupil's understanding of the text. When I asked her about Lady Macbeth, about the play, she said she understood, and really it took us about 2 lunchtimes, possibly 3 lunchtimes of practicing it and getting to the bottom of why it wasn't really working and why I felt that she could have done better. It took 2 or 3 lunchtimes to actually realise that she didn't at all. She didn't understand the text. She never read the play. So that's what I would do differently next time. I would ask more probing questions about that pupil's understanding of the play and the character. And I would ask colleagues to come and watch and give their opinion. I mean, I could have asked the other drama teacher to just pop in, not every single lunchtime, but I could have asked him to pop in, just have a quick look at this person's performance, what do you think, and get some feedback from somewhere else, and also to create an audience for her to perform in front of, and get her used to performing that speech in front of other people. So I'd definitely do that differently next time. However, I feel that it was a worthwhile experience for her, and the work that we did on Macbeth, and if she does that for GCSE, she'll have a real advantage when she comes to study the play, and going to the competition and mixing with other students from other schools, and taking part in a workshop really had a positive influence on her and her attitude towards drama. It was really good.